Welcome, children. We are going to start with the chapter The River Valley Civilization, Egyptian Civilization. Earlier, we have read about Mesopotamian civilization. Egyptian civilization. Egypt is the large country located in the eastern part of the Sahara Desert in North Africa. The Valley of Nile is a narrow strip fertile land stretching throughout the country. Now, I'm going to read the first paragraph of the book. People along Africa's Nile formed a rich and prosperous civilization. The most remarkable quality of the Egyptian civilization was its longevity. It lasted for more than 2000 years and left a lasting influence on the world. The world influence means the effect on the development of something. Now this picture is showing the location of the Egypt. That is, Egypt is located in the northeastern part of Africa, as you can see in the picture. The Egyptian civilization is one of the oldest river valley civilization. It flourished on the banks of river Nile. Why it flourished on the banks of river Nile? Because river Nile, from the river Nile, they got the water for irrigation and other purposes. Now you can see in the picture, it is showing the river Nile, which flow along the entire length of Egypt. The river Nile was the lifeblood of ancient Egypt and deposited rich black soil. The Nile also provided water for irrigation and served as ancient transportation route. Now the book lines I am telling you, which flows along the entire, without the Nile, river Nile, Egypt would have a desert. There is hardly rainfall in Egypt. That is why Egypt is therefore called the gift of Nile. This was said by the Greek historian Herodotus, called Egypt the gift of Nile. Gift of Nile because Nile was the river by which the irrigation purposes were solved. You can see in the picture, it is showing in the North Africa part of southern east part of North Africa. You can see. Now I will tell you about the sources. Historians have based their knowledge of ancient Egyptian civilization on the inscription and official documents they have discovered. These documents are preserved even today. Archaeological excavations have brought to light several objects. For example, utensils, art, building, art objects, buildings, etc. You can see the statue of Ushabti. It was the growth of the ancient. You can see in the picture, it is shown the picture of the statue of Ushabti, which was an inscription. The growth of ancient Egypt civilization was powered by the religious belief that the survival of the preserved dead body was a guarantee of life beyond death, which inspired the ancient Egyptians to build magnificent temples, tombs, and monuments. Okay, they worshipped as a god to Ushabti. Okay, now about kingdoms. There are three kingdoms. The Egyptian history has divided three kingdoms, as you can see in the picture. It has been divided into three periods. Historians usually divide the history of ancient Egypt into three kingdoms. The first is Old Kingdom. This period was known as the Pyramid Age because pyramids that were used as tombs were built at this time. Okay, now the second was the Middle Kingdom. After Old Kingdom ended because of violence, new dynasties reunited Upper and Lower Egypt. As the Middle Kingdom came to an end, Hyksos invaded Egypt. Now the word Hyksos means, Hyksos was his Greek writing, but now we can read Egyptian. Okay, it can be read in a normal language. What the word means, foreign rulers. Hyksos were the people who ruled over the land. Okay, and now as the Middle Kingdom came to an end, Hyksos invaded Egypt and it was ended. Then the new kingdom came to an existence. An Egyptian prince raised an army who would Hyksos leave. Who would make Hyksos leave. Hyksos leave means it was the new kingdom. The Egyptian prince was there, king was there, who regained their lost territory. The word territory means land owned by a particular kingdom. Okay, now this I am reading from the book of the chapter. The new kingdom, this period lasted for about 5 centuries after the Egyptian kings regained their lost territory. I told you the meaning of the word territory, that is land owned by a particular kingdom. This period saw great heights and the grandeur. Grandeur means impressive because of beauty, size, and power. His heights, the Egyptian king reached its peak heights. They have afford its height at the end of the period, and it was long term used. The Egyptian new kingdom was used long term by the Egyptian prince only. Now the next which we will start will be the about the society, Egyptian way of life. The 4 classes Egyptian society was divided. The first was Pharaoh. You can see in the book also the picture is given, as I have sent you the PDF of the chapter. The king was at the top of social ladder. He was regarded as God. He was called Pharaoh. His family enjoy the highest status. Then there were the nobles, priests, officials, which led the comfortable life. Then after that came the people, those who were known as artisans, craftsmen, and the farmers. They lived in villages and had normally good life. Okay, after Pharaoh, the king was there. The king had unlimited powers and the political and religious. After that, the lowest rung were occupied by the slaves. Thank you, children. This was all about the chapter. Next video, I'll explain you further in the chapter.